Okay, ladies, welcome back to our period sis conversation. In this video, I'm going to be talking about stress and your period. Now, I could just talk about stress management, but I want you to understand that stress, chronic stress, poorly managed stress has a significant impact on our period, on our menstrual cycle, and the way that our hormones fluctuate throughout the month, and how that affects us during our week of menses. It also can affect ovulation, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about your period, sis. So let's talk about it. There are cultures and countries where there are women who don't have the amounts of stress that people in America have, don't have the chronic impacts of stress that we do, because they've learned to utilize stress management techniques. They've learned to modify their diets to help their bodies deal with all of the things that life brings and all of the things going on in their community and in the world. So it would behoove us to take some notes from them. So the first tip I have for you guys in managing stress for a better period, a period with less pain, a period with less PMS, is to employ stress management techniques. We can obviously talk about doing yoga and meditation. You know what? Point number one. Find some type of mindfulness, meditative, is that a word? Meditative practice for you to do to help manage your stress on a day-to-day basis. This is going to be good not just for your period, but for your heart, for your overall health, your overall well-being. So that can be prayer, it can be meditation, it can be yoga, it can be a number of mindfulness techniques. Make sure you check out my my breathing video, my box breathing video. I'm about to call it a whole number of other things. Check out my box breathing video. And that's a good mindfulness technique that I like that you guys can practice on a daily basis, honestly. So prayer, meditation, yoga. I like to play my worship music while I'm stretching sometimes. So that's kind of like yoga. And you could do that too if you want to, or not, up to you. Do something that works for you. Find a mindfulness practice that works for you. Find a couple of them so that you can do what fits the scenario that you're in. I'm not gonna break out and do yoga in the middle of the workday when I'm feeling stressed, but I can pause and do some box breathing. I can pause and say a prayer. So make sure that you have a toolbox of mindfulness practices that actually help you calm your nervous system and combat that influx and chronic operation of cortisol in your body, which we know causes a lot of inflammation, but inflammation is another conversation for another video. But do know that stress and inflammation have a real tight relationship, okay? They have an entanglement, if you will, and they would really like to be best friends. So if you get less stress, you get less inflammation. If you have less inflammation, you can handle stress better. That's all I'm saying about inflammation today in this video. Thank you. So point number one, manage your stress with mindfulness practice. I recommend you have 5 mindfulness practices that work for you. For me, that's box breathing, that's prayer, that's meditation, or even just sitting in worship. That's, did I say yoga? Yoga, or some kind of stretching with deep breathing, or stretching with worship music playing. And another one that I use is just like a grounding technique of finding something with all of my senses, something I can touch, something I can see, naming something I can feel, something I can taste, all of those things. Going through those are also like grounding and mindful practices that help me when I'm feeling stressed or anxious. So find your five and know what they are so that when you're in the middle of stress, you can say, okay, in this moment, I can't do yoga. I can't just break out the worship music when I'm with a stressful patient, but I can do deep breathing. I can do my five senses, even if, I'm murmuring them to myself under my mask at work. So find your five things, use them, please use them. That's point number one. Point number two is using herbs and minerals that combat stress in your body. So this would include the category of herbs that are called adaptogenics. Um, Also, mineral wise, magnesium is one that is really helpful, making sure that you have enough iron because fatigue related to anemia can have, what's the word I want to use? It can have an expansive effect on like PMS symptoms because you already feel like you have low energy and then you have a headache and then you feel bloated and all of these things. So make sure that you are taking iron or including more iron in your diet, which if you guys don't know is always going to be more highly recommended from me. I always highly recommend that you find ways to put it in your diet above taking a pill and a supplement. Same thing with magnesium, trying to make sure that you have enough in your diet. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I take magnesium. I used to take iron years and years ago, and I slowly added more iron back into my diet to where I don't need to take an iron pill unless I'm just really eating terribly. Um, but otherwise, I don't take iron pills. I just make sure that I eat enough foods that have iron in them. Same thing with magnesium. I try to have foods with magnesium, but I have found that my stress levels, my anxiety levels, my period just operates better if I take, I don't take a supplement, but I use like magnesium powder and I just drink it with my tea at night. So you should definitely consider using magnesium. Most people who talk to you about holistic ways to deal with your period are going to include magnesium as a like first line of defense, and so do I. You also want to make sure that you're getting enough B vitamins. It's sort of like iron, B vitamins are things that we're losing because they're all related to blood formation and blood health. And every month you're losing blood. You're losing blood on the regular, sis. So make sure that you have the nutrients that you're losing. That's why you want the iron because that helps the function of hemoglobin in your blood to get oxygen through your body, so that you are not fatigued throughout the month and especially when you're breathing. That's why you want to make sure that you have B vitamins, especially B12 if you're on a plant-based diet. It can be harder to get because B12 is abundant and primarily found in meat and animal sources. So, point being, make sure that you're getting B vitamins, make sure that you're getting iron, that you're getting calcium because that helps as well. Make sure that you're getting magnesium. And I really want you to make sure that you're getting it from whole food sources. But if you must take a supplement, make sure that you talk to your physician and just make sure that you're taking an amount that is right for you. Or schedule an appointment with me. Okay, hit me up so we can talk about the recommendations and the strategy, the plan for you. Hit me up, okay? All right, so we are fighting our chronic stress related period problems by including more mindfulness. So have your 5 mindfulness techniques that work for you. by including more herbs and nutrients that support internal stress modulation. And last but not least, the third thing that I want you to do for your stress, for the stress and the way that you deal with stress, is to use anti-inflammatory diet practices. Now, inflammation is really kind of a conversation for another day, as I might have said before, but the bottom line is to make sure that you're eating more fruits and vegetables, that you're eating less meat, so that you're able to fight inflammation in your body. Things like cinnamon, ginger, turmeric, that you guys will hear me talk about time and time again. Those are going to be very helpful. Make sure you're staying hydrated, and trying not to eat fast foods, processed foods. All of those things increase inflammation in your body, which means that it increases the inflammatory process of menstruation, or of your menstrual cycle. So I might not have said that before, but I'm saying it now. Your menstrual cycle is an inflammatory process. It's an innate inflammatory process. So when you fight chronic inflammation in your body, you help that system to work with less side effects, less symptoms, less PMS, less pain, less cramping that is debilitating and stopping you from being who you are at your best. It's stopping you from being that for sometimes a whole week or 2 weeks, maybe half the month, because you're in PMS and then you're menstruating and you're not being your best. So please make sure that you're doing what you need to do for yourself so that you can show up well in every scenario, even when there's blood coming out of you, because sis, it happens to all of us every month, hopefully, unless you're trying to get pregnant. All right, I'll catch you guys in the last video of this series. Make sure that you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, moda.wellness. Check out my website, modawellness.com. Check out all my programs and services, and stay tuned, you guys, because there is more to come. See y'all in the next video.